Victoria's best landscapes deserve to be celebrated. Entries are now open for the 2026 Victorian Landscape Industry Awards, recognising excellence in design, construction, maintenance, horticulture, apprenticeships and supplier service. Showcase your work, build your credibility and celebrate your team's achievements. Standard entries closed Friday, September 4th. Enter online today through Landscaping Victoria and put your business in the spotlight.
Welcome to The Front Garden, brought to you by Shapescaper, the Australian-made modular steel garden edging and planter system, trusted by landscape professionals nationwide. Find your nearest stockist at shapescaper.com.au.
Welcome to another episode of The Front Garden, brought to you by Landscaping Victoria. And today we have something different. We chat to Mitch Lyons from Lyons Photography. In this chat, we're going to be discussing transitioning from shooting houses to landscapes, shooting at the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show and the stresses of that, and also the threats of AI. Mitch Lyons, welcome to The Front Garden, mate. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me in.
Absolute pleasure. Now, this is a good one. This is something a bit different. I'm not speaking to someone who puts a shovel in the ground for a living. As far as I know, he's more behind the lens. So We have a photographer here. So Mitch, talk to us about what drew you into photography, please.
Wasn't very academic, I guess, in school. Not too interested. And then I had a photography class, year 10. I was like, this is awesome. This is what I want to do. Just pretty passionate from then on. And then did a 2-year diploma, which I thought that was cool. I'm going to go see the world, shoot landscapes across the world, and and then figured there's probably no money in that. Had a mentor that was one of my mates from school. He's in one of the best studio photographers in Melbourne. He said, you're not going to make it as a photographer unless you go to RMIT. So 2 weeks later, I applied to RMIT, got in, 3-year course. And that was...
So with the 2-year diploma you did, like what course was that and what did it involve?
So that was called PIC. And it was pretty cool. It was more like it was in the dark room and shooting with film and
awesome
and doing cool stuff.
Yeah, cool.
But it's not really leading to making money as a photographer.
Okay.
Whereas went to RMIT, did a 3-year degree, commercial photography, and it's you either be a car photographer or a wedding photographer, or you focus on what you want to do. And I did architecture. Yeah. Sort of focus on that, and got into real estate photography from there, which I did for 9 years. Yeah. Worked for a massive company, and sort of built my way up in there. Started, shooting pretty average houses for first couple of years, and then got into shooting, awesome $3-4 million houses.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. I think my first kind of week in the building, I was sitting there and the director was going through some shots with the retoucher, and I was shooting speed boats from a helicopter. I was like, that's the
Bring
ultimate.
it on.
I want to be doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of always put my hand up. I was like, who wants to shoot, display homes? Like, I'll
from a helicopter.
Not from a helicopter. But so like I'd be shooting. I wasn't shooting, but I would assist all the directors on what they were doing and, learning as much as I can. And then eventually was shooting all of that stuff. Never got to shoot speedboats from helicopters, but I was shooting from helicopters. Yeah. And shot speedboat to speedboat, which was cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds very cool.
Just like, always putting my hand up. I was traveling all over Australia, shooting shopping centres and
So is it a love of architecture that wanted you to do the, commercial photography?
Yeah. Yeah. And then shooting these amazing houses, they usually, when you're shooting a $5-6 million house, it usually has a pretty cool landscape. Yeah. And still with this company, I was shooting, cool landscapes and pools and was like, I kind of like shooting this more than internals. Like I love shooting the whole package, but my favorite part of any project is usually, the externals in the garden.
What do you think it was about the landscape that you loved to shoot?
Just
screen, you got the pools, the different colours.
And the stuff that I'm shooting now is pretty amazing.
Your love of doing the landscape, shooting the landscapes came initially from doing the real estate house shots, then into the landscape. And then so these days, are you predominantly landscape photography?
No, I shoot everything. But I guess landscape photography combines everything that I love about photography.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to travel the world and shoot landscapes. This is like I get paid to go and shoot these amazing, properties and landscapes, and definitely my happy place when I'm shooting.
And you said you go around Australia. Was that for the last gig you did? Not now?
Yeah, not so much anymore because kids and makes it a bit harder. But
and obviously because you're running your own business now, so you're in Melbourne, focused on.
Yeah.
Okay. Running the business, how did you find starting that up as a photographer? What were some of the challenges you had?
Well, I've kind of had the company for 15 years. So I've only ever been freelance. So I worked for this company for 9 years, but I was only ever freelance.
Yeah.
So it was kind of I'd just pick up more of my own work on the side as I went and kind of built it up. So, and then COVID hit. So I was in lockdown. I was like, well, now's probably the time to really reach out and see if I can build a client base.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it was just yourself when you started?
Yeah. And it still sort of is. Yeah.
How do you go?
Have a few guys that do some stuff if I'm double booked or whatever. And then,
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So in terms of like your shoot, then your editing and things like that, you still do the whole thing?
I haven't retouched a photo for probably 15 years.
Yeah, right. Everything's just...
Yeah, well, I'm not great at it. Like I'm good at shooting.
Yeah.
And these guys are, sitting at a desk all day and they're awesome at that. So just let them do their thing. And
with your shoots and the photos that you produce, what do you think differentiates yourself from other photographers?
Well, I think from working for that company, I was shooting pretty high end stuff, and assisting definitely helps. But I was shooting different stuff. Like they were shooting studio stuff and display homes and just all the techniques and things that they were doing. I try to apply that to whatever I'm doing, which I don't think a lot of photographers are always doing.
Okay.
Yeah, really try to take every image to the next level as best as it can be.
And as you said, so you don't really do any editing of the photos or retouching?
Not personally.
Not personally, yeah. So,
but I have an understanding of what they need, and I'll get 4 different shots and different exposures that they can then blend. Like I understand how it works.
With that in mind, so when you go take a shot of the landscapes, how long would it take, let's say if you send it off to the editors or retouchers, to send you back some versions?
Depends on the client's needs, I guess. But if they need it back the next day, it'll be back the next day.
Oh, wow. That's pretty quick. I thought maybe it would have been a week or something.
Yeah. So I think that's probably one thing that differentiates me, I guess. Like a lot of those architecture photographers, it'll take them a week, 2 weeks. Their timelines are usually a lot stretched out, like a lot more stretched out. Whereas because I do a lot of real estate still, but they're usually $10 million houses, like in that kind of market, which is cool. But their deadlines are the next day. So I've kind of always had to be in this space where it's get stuff done.
So when you're shooting the real estate things, how do you set up the shoot? As in, when you go in and you look around and think, okay, I need to set up the camera here to get that angle, what do you look for in a shot?
So there's photographers that shoot wide, and then there's photographers that shoot just detail shots, which are awesome. So I try to do a bit of everything and please everybody. So
generally on a shoot, how long would you be there for? A couple hours or?
Half a day, most of the day.
Yeah.
Yep. Depends on the shoot.
And then so you'll get a heap of shots in that day and then send the clients, the real estate agents, like 8 to 16 or whatever, and then they pull it back or? Yeah,
I'd send them probably 80 to 100 shots.
80 to 100, right. Okay, I was being honest with that. That was my bad.
And they'd end up with probably 20.
Yeah.
So that's for real estate. And then for landscapes, I would do usually the last 3 hours of the day, like so sort of coming into sunset and then dusk, the golden hour.
The golden hour, yeah, that's a good one. So that was actually with something else I wanted to ask is, I'm assuming shadows would be your enemy on a shot if you've got shadow casting through. Yeah, you don't want to shoot in the middle of the day. Yeah, so morning or afternoon. Yeah, so morning's great, but
Like pool fences, you get that dew.
Oh,
Yeah. So I try not to shoot pools in the morning. I will if I have to, or if there's no glass.
If a landscaper calls you and says, we'd love to get some photos.
Yep.
What can help make the shot as best as possible?
So probably the most important thing is maintenance. So get in there the day before or the morning of, and then it's looking perfect. It's obviously great if it's maintained the whole time, but if it's not, definitely get in there and get it looking good.
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming obviously like when the trees and the plants have matured and grown and it all looks like it's blending in.
Yep. So it's great. Shooting landscapes is awesome because it's usually 2 or 3 years later. It's had a chance to grow and then it gets maintained. And I just walk into this epic looking garden. It's perfect.
What about some of the gardens maybe that you might find some challenges shooting with? Like how do you get the best out of the projects? Like, so obviously if you go into a job and you're not sure exactly where you can sort of set up or what's going to work, like how, if you get the best shot that you can out of the garden, is there anything in post, like in the editing or retouch that maybe you can suggest to them, can we add in this or do this? Or
a lot of landscapers will be like, oh, I really want to shoot this property. The grass is kind of boggy. It's all kind of dying. Everything else is looking great, but the grass is dead.
Yeah.
Do I wait till next year? I'm like, no, we'll just drop in new grass. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's one of the things that's a fine line because we don't want to promote that the photographs are all, fake and the good old word.
Nah, they're definitely real. But if they're going to fix the grass, but it's not quite there or there's brown patches, the dog's been peeing on it, it's all dead in patches, just, fix it up. Yeah. Sometimes there's no water in the pool. Drop it in. You
can drop it in?
Yeah.
There you go.
I try not to fix things that are broken, but it's, there's a line of stuff you can.
On the editing and sort of, the good AI realm, how much do you feel AI would be a threat to your business?
Yeah, not right now, but it's definitely coming.
What are you saying?
I saw, I think Mark Zuckerberg posted this morning.
Oh, really?
Like, I think you could like sketch a picture and it would like make this AI generated thing. And there was a picture he posted of himself and there was like 20 of him in the room, like enjoying the footy or something. It's kind of freaky, like what you can do.
But do you still, I've thought about this a bit in terms of, still lose that human element though, don't you? So you got questions or they say, hey, Mitch, can you do this or do that? You're still working, with a person as opposed to a computer.
But it's definitely coming for photography, but even more design, because you now take a photo of your house and just AI generate landscapes of like what would be cool to do. And then you can go down that. Would it be cool if I render my house in this? If I, do brick walls and stuff, you can kind of just generate it in 30 seconds of.
So with that, is that something, I guess that's the other thing, isn't it? So people can take photos, pop it into, ChatGPT or whatever.
Yeah. And just show me what it would look like.
So how do you think you could navigate around convincing people or explaining to them and saying, yes, you can get this type of photo from AI, but what I do is real? Is that how you sort of could sell it? I'm just trying to think outside the box here.
It hasn't really come up for me as a problem at all yet. Because it is like a garden is what it is and you need to photograph it and for awards or whatever it is. They haven't really run into any problems yet, but it's definitely, it's coming.
Do you currently working with like a lot of landscapers around Melbourne?
Yeah, which is good.
And are the shoots for websites or for award entries? Like what are the different type of landscape shots that you're getting asked to do?
Yeah, mainly for awards, a lot of pools as well. I shoot probably 50 pools a year.
Yeah, okay.
Which is cool. And they're, $300,000, $400,000 pools. They're usually attached to $10 million houses. So it's a lucky spot.
Do you mainly work with like landscape contractors and the real estates, or do you ever do things for sort of people personally? So for their homes, they want to have, their homes shot and things like that?
Probably not really. It's usually for the builders, architects, pools. But this particular image.
So we've got a laptop in front of us with a beautiful house and landscape here that Mitch is showing us.
It's pretty amazing. It's probably one of the coolest houses I've ever shot. Completely funded by the owner.
Oh, so and that's what I was getting. So the owner wanted just beautiful shots of their house.
I don't think
property.
this has ever happened before, ever.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to say thank you to the landscapers and the architect, and was like, I'll fund it all. Don't let them pay. Don't let anybody else pay you for anything. Just I'll hook you up.
How do you sort of explain to potential clients the value of having good photos?
Well, I have one client who I think he was doing maybe 3 or 4 properties a year. I then started taking over. I shot all of his projects, and now he's doing 12, 15 a year.
Right.
So, it clearly, if you market it right and use photography, and definitely.
Well, obviously these days you've got Instagram and websites and everything that are, well, Instagram's huge, isn't there? And everyone's taking their photos and stuff, but still having the professional photos up there goes a long way. Yeah. I'm assuming.
And Instagram's awesome. Like, Instagram is pretty much how I built my entire business.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it was, I don't use it too much anymore, but back in the day, the owners of the companies generally were running Instagram themselves. So instead, you could cold call people or send them an email, and it would just get completely missed. Whereas if you could get someone to follow you on Instagram, you're probably then speaking directly with the owner of the company. So if you say, hey, I love that project, and then they come back to you and say, thanks. And then you start a communication with them, and you're actually dealing with the owner.
So you'll be saying, do you want some photos done? This is what we can do for you. Yeah. Yeah. And you found that helps a lot at the start.
That's how I built my business. Yeah. And then now I don't do any advertising. Like, I haven't advertised in probably 3 years. Just everything's word of mouth.
That's great. Yeah. That's really good. And,
which is awesome.
If you would advertise, what would it be? Google AdWords?
I have no idea what I would do. Luckily, I don't
haven't
really
had to.
No.
And repeat clients, I'm assuming, would be a big thing. Like, from landscapers, they'll get you to do a shoot, then they'll say, Mitch looks great. Get you to do another one.
Yeah. Well, again, part of my business, I don't have any contracts with anyone. Yeah. Some people have tried, but I don't want any contracts. I don't want to be locked into anything or whatever. So, which is good though, because it means I'm only as good as my last shoot. So I have this hunger that every shoot has to be the best thing I've ever shot. That's great. And that's what probably sets you aside as well and differentiates you. Yeah. So I kind of like doing it that way. And I still have clients from 5-6 years ago. So yeah. So always striving to do more. Yeah. Do you ever experiment at all with shoots? A little bit here and there, but I have my kind of formula and what works.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Want clean lines, lasting strength, and a professional finish in your outdoor space? Choose Shapescaper steel planters and steel garden edging. Manufactured right here in Australia using Australian BlueScope steel, Shapescaper products are built tough for DIY projects, professional landscaping, and heavy-duty commercial installations. With pre-drill components, simple assembly, a wide range of sizes, and a 10-year structural warranty, creating a standout landscape has never been easier. Explore Shapescaper steel planters and garden edging today and shape your outdoor space with confidence. Find out more by visiting shapescaper.com.au.
So I guess, you could go onto site, you can shoot your 100 photos and then think, I might try this, see how that looks presented to them, just to get something a bit different outside the box, because the up close and personal, like the product shots, well, not the product shots, sorry, it's more the up close shots of sort of paving and things. Do you find many people ask for that, or do they just want the wide view of the landscape? No, I definitely try to shoot, everything and all different stuff. Close in, mid shots, wide shots, Speaking of close-up shots, do you work for any sort of products, like, for example, stone suppliers or any timber, anything like that, where they do require the up close and personal? And what's the brief on that? I work for a stone guy. Work for Gardens and Nights. I'm shooting all the lighting. I've shot fireplaces, glass guys, shooting pool fences and staircases and all kinds of stuff. How do you go shooting the lighting? Like, what type of settings, like what type of environment do you need to get that lighting really look great? Lighting's tricky because it's really just about that timing. Like, you've only got half an hour to shoot dusk. So you've got this window of like 20 minutes, half an hour to
to nail everything. Otherwise, the light just starts to bleed out, and
Okay.
yeah, you don't want to be in that.
Can
shooting
you
too late?
Can you sort of, if it does get down that realm of, pushing too late into the night or whatever, can you edit that to sort of pull it back a bit?
You definitely can. I have been doing this a long time, so I like to think I'm pretty good at getting the timing right.
Yeah. Do you enjoy doing the lighting shots? Because I think that look pretty cool.
Yeah, like shooting at dusk is like what I do every single day.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't think my wife does.
You're never home with the kids?
No. So I try to start a little bit later and help out with the kids in the morning, and then I'm back at after dark every single day.
Is that what you were doing at the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show? Is that with Gardens at Night or something else?
Yeah, so I've been shooting that for 5 years, and so I try to shoot 8 to 12 show gardens, plus all the boutique gardens, the welcome garden, the Indigenous garden, all in this half an hour window.
Wow. How do you find working in that environment?
So I now, I think I've got it down to an art where I have a couple other guys come help out. And then I'll shoot. It's during the judging usually.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a tricky time. So shooting that, the corridor, I guess.
Yeah. The main
with
section.
the trees going over the top, make it a bit darker in there. So that helps. And then I come back the next day and shoot dawn in the morning as well.
And so it's been the last 4 years, was it? 4 or 5 years?
5 years. I think I started 2022.
You're listening to The Front Garden
with Adam Hompas.
What's the process after you take the shots? You once again just send it to the clients and get them to pick what they need?
Yeah, so that I end up with hundreds of shots because it's all the different gardens, all different aspects, all their different new lights. And
one of your favourite shoots to date? Because I was thinking about Mifkas, thinking I wonder if that's what you love doing. So
I do.
Something.
Yeah, I love shooting Mifkas. It's definitely the first job on the calendar for the year because they book me in September, October.
Okay.
And it's probably the most intense job for the year every year. Crazy. But I really enjoy shooting it and just seeing what everybody's making. I shot one, High Street Armadale.
So what we're looking at here is obviously got a pool, lawn, the house. What do you love about that one? What do you love about that shoot?
The pool house in the back, the old stable. Pretty basic. I would say this one kind of helped launch my career a little bit, especially with real estate. A couple of real estate agents were like, "Can you do that for us as for real estate?" Yeah.
So what you're saying is what sort of set you off was taking the shots that we're looking at here, obviously wide shots. You got the whole landscape and the house package, and that sort of people obviously saw that and thought, look, let's get Mitch on board to do some photos.
I mean, it's a pretty amazing house, probably worth $15-20 million.
Yeah.
And it's just getting the opportunity to shoot this stuff is amazing. But then when people see it, it just leads on.
That's awesome. Stuff. You said earlier on that you did a bit of travel around the world with photography. Yeah. Explain in detail about what you did there.
Definitely just wanted to be a travel photographer. You need to have a name for yourself or be, one of these Instagram guys that have millions of followers.
What did you love the travel aspect of it?
Yeah, definitely love traveling. So I think need to hit Antarctica and South America, and then I've hit every continent.
Really?
Which is cool. I think I had a 2-year-old. He's been to 3 or 4 different countries already. Love traveling. Definitely never stop traveling. I think we're going to Japan at the end of the year, which will be good.
Is that going to be also for holiday and photos or?
I'll definitely be shooting stuff, but it's actually my wife has a conference that she's going to, so we'll just kind of.
You could find some beautiful gardens in Japan to shoot. Lap that up for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
definitely.
On the horizon for the photography, anything else you're thinking of expanding into? That you want to venture into?
So people are always asking me to do you want to grow it and make it bigger and make this big company? I'm in this sweet spot where I am truly happy with where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I just love the size that it is. I shoot pretty much every day, a couple of days off, go play some golf. Yeah.
Run your own business. So
Run
you
my
can
own business, hang out with the kids. Yeah. Awesome.
In terms of shooting the landscapes. So what advice could you give to landscapers? Obviously, we've spoken about making sure the maintenance is good.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can think that could be a request to get the shot ready?
To get the shot ready, definitely don't leave it to the last minute. I believe the awards just opened up.
Yep. Landscape Victoria Awards. Yep.
Yeah, probably not the best time because it's the middle of winter. But yeah, if you can, shoot them in spring, autumn, summer, any other time.
Any other time. But if obviously, that people need to get you in through the winter period, you can still do it and manipulate the photos a bit to
Yeah, well,
get the best out of them.
I don't generally shoot landscapes in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
But I did actually shoot one on Monday for Mint Design.
One thing I do want to talk about is the gear that you have. And for anybody that is interested, obviously like I am, what type of cameras, what type of software you're using? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I'm using Sony. Been using Sony for a long time. And it's all, Lightroom Photoshop. Everything, all of my gear is effectively trying to speed up the process.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a tripod head, a 410 Junior tripod head that pretty much is like the industry standard, I guess, for tripod heads. I'm not saying they're broken when you get them.
What do you mean?
Well, they're just a bit wobbly.
Okay.
But they're great at what they are, but
they need to do some tweaking.
Yeah, but you can't
design.
They get loose and I don't know. Whereas now I have this Arca Swiss, it's like a $3,000 tripod head.
Okay.
And it's epic, like next level. And then I've got a bracket, so I can change the orientation without taking my camera off the tripod in about 3 seconds.
That's pretty cool. So we're getting into the technical side of things here. We've got Mitch, our producer, who's also nodding his head. He's all over it, I reckon. So what is the tripod head exactly? Is that just the tripod that you set up?
So tripod are the legs, and then the head is what you're using to mount the camera on the tripod. And it's, you want the one that's like you can finely tune, little movements and Yep.
So the reason why I'm asking these questions, I'm curious to know if anyone's thinking, I love photography, want to get into it. What advice could you give from the onset?
Invest in lenses.
Yeah. Okay.
Lenses over cameras. Because glasses kind of is what it is, whereas cameras keep getting updated every year, and the cameras are fine, but the glass it's not really changing technology.
I guess as the business, as you're going to be cruising through doing what you're doing, anything that you could think you could do to sort of, if you got approached by someone and said, Mitch, I'd love to sort of come on and shoot and just do a bit of work experience. Is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah,
Or do you want to keep it close and personal and just keep it?
No,
yourself?
always happy to help. It is, I am shooting that sort of higher end stuff, so I can't really just bring people in all the time. But a lot of the time I can. So like with the real estate stuff, I'm like a lot of the times they'll just throw me the keys, they'll give me the codes and do it on my own. So definitely on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The only reason why I'm asking once again is because, especially with this sort of, photography thing, that's the best way for some people to get into it, isn't it? Is to go and experience with people like yourself.
Yeah, that's definitely how I got to where I am.
And what about software at home? So you've obviously take your shots and then you upload it to the Lightroom. Is that right?
Yep. I'll upload it to Lightroom, go through. I kind of just go through, send a proof sheet through to the client. They select from there what they want, and then I send that on to my retouchers.
Yeah, and then it comes back and gets presented to the clients.
Hopefully it comes back the next day, and then we're good to go.
How do you work with adjustments by the client? So if they say, can we make this lighter or darker or this or that, how many back and forths can you have?
As many as they want, I guess, but my retouches are pretty good, so there's not usually too many changes.
Yeah.
Definitely, If you're not retouching yourself, definitely find yourself a good
retoucher. So if anyone is looking to start up, you'd be obviously good gear, good camera, and I'm assuming that can be an investment.
Yep. Yeah, I reckon my camera bag's probably worth about $50,000. So
$50,000 worth of that does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, drones and lenses, like one lens, $5,000-6,000.
So you do drones and all those type of things as well.
Yeah. Drones, game changer.
Yeah,
very cool. Because before that, it was going up in a helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or like I'd shoot these massive properties, like farms and stuff on the Murray.
Yeah.
and you'd have to get in the car and drive down, and he'd take you over on the boat. And
We don't all have a helicopter on hand, do we?
No. But so I was never going to do a helicopter on there. But with the drone, you can sort of do it all in 20 minutes, just get all of those shots and better.
And what benefits of the product do you find from having the drone, as in what can you deliver with the drone shots?
Well, it just gives you a completely different aspect. And yeah, especially with pools, and you get the from above show the shape of the pool. And
because it does look pretty good, doesn't it, when you see the bird's eye view coming through and everything. And does that obviously all come back into the same program, like the drone shots you feed back into?
Yep, everything's in there. Yep, it's good.
And the drone expensive?
They're not too bad.
How about we can go back and talk about, obviously, I know you said you weren't as into school and things like that. Let's really delve into what that inspiration was to get you into photography. Like, did you love film and all that type of thing, music? Because obviously it's an arty art background.
So definitely wanted to be a director, I guess, when I was in school. I was like, that's what I want to do. But then my mum pushed me into photography. She's like, there's probably more opportunities down that road. So that's kind of where I went.
So wanted to be a director originally, a director of movies, TV,
just wanted to be Quentin Tarantino.
Gee, we all would have back then. That's awesome. And he's done some really, really cool things even to this day. What is some of your favourite Quentin movies?
Reservoir Dogs is probably probably my favourite. With
the photography side of things, so on your website, what do you think? Obviously the photos are important on your website, but how do you attract clients as quickly as possible on the website? Do you have the big photo up there? Like, how does it work?
I don't know. I don't update it too much, and it's mainly just word of mouth. So I'm not really.
And Instagram? You got Instagram feeds going?
Instagram, but I don't. Yeah, I think the last time I posted was 2023.
Yep.
Yeah, just no interest anymore. So when I was trying to get clients, I was on Instagram 5-6 times a day, doing stuff, and hours and hours and hours. So I kind of have my clients, and I don't really need it anymore.
So because obviously you've got the you still do real estate things, don't you? Yep. So that's kind of a bit of a safety net there.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah,
a few different real estate agencies, or one in particular that you.
There's a couple in there, but it's mainly in that sort of Toorak, Hawthorne area, which is good.
So they're going to want to obviously get those really beautiful high-end shots, as you said.
Yep.
So could you go to a project, take some shots, and then give it to potential clients like myself and say, hey, here's a demo, here's a preview of what we can do?
Yeah. So it's definitely a revenue stream that a lot of photographers. So photographers generally will own the rights to photography. And just a massive way to make extra money is by selling the images on to, if you shoot it for the landscaper, sell them to the pool guy or the architect might want shots, the builder of the house.
It's good marketing. You're giving someone actually saying, Adam, here you go, this is what we can do. So, look, Mitch, I'm going to leave it there, mate. But look, thank you so much for coming in. It was great to hear about, your journey through, and wishing you all the best.
Thanks for having me in.
Pleasure. And that's a wrap for another episode of The Front Garden. It was wonderful having Mitch Lyons from Mitch Lyons Photography on board. If you do want to check out his amazing work, make sure you go to lyonsphotography.com.au, where you can see everything he's done. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Front Garden. As always, feel free to share this wherever you like, and we will catch you next time for another amazing episode of The Front Garden.